Looks like we are recording now, I believe. Let me check. Yes, we are. So anyway, my name is Kim Ware, and I'm your instructor here at Bryan University. And I'm just going to take just a few minutes of your time to run through the course, let you know the course expectations, let you know a little bit about me and the trajectory from now until the end of this 8 weeks that we have together. COM 115 is interpersonal communication, and it's super fun. I love teaching this class. I had a great time helping develop it, and so far the students who have taken it have really enjoyed it. Sometimes when you think about taking a communication class, you can feel intimidated, scared, because you don't know what you're getting yourself into, but I promise you, and I'm confident that by the end of the course, you're going to be really jazzed that you took this class, and you hopefully will be encouraging other people to take the class. So what is this class that you're taking? This is, let's see here. There we go. Now we go. Okay, so the outlook for the course, we're going to spend the first 4 weeks developing our foundation in interpersonal communication. Interpersonal just means two people. A dyad is the study of communication between one person and another person. And we're going to lay a foundation the first 4 weeks. Some of you have already started working on your self-concept, which I believe is due tomorrow. And we're going to spend some time first understanding ourselves, understanding who we are, because it's hard to communicate with other people if we don't first know ourselves very well. So we're going to look at ourselves. We're going to look at some theory that backs up communication. We're going to look at the process of communication. This is all stuff we've all been doing our entire lives, but now you're going to get some language to help you understand what it is that you've been doing, help you become a more conscious communicator, and therefore better at communication. Then the second half of the course, weeks 4-ish through 8, we're going to apply all that foundation that you've developed over the course of the first 4 weeks. So we're going to look at conflict. We're going to look at the dark side of relationships, communication with family, communication in our jobs, and friendship. So there's a lot to be gleaned. So you develop this foundation, and then we work on applying the concepts throughout the rest of the course so you can practice. I like to talk about communications courses sort of like a science lab, right? So you go and you take biology or you take chemistry and you apply the concepts through your experimentation. In communication courses, this is your opportunity to really tease on these things, to figure out how you might apply them in real life, because overall communication is really a lifelong process and a lifelong practice, but this is a place where you get to experiment and play a little bit with these concepts and get them under your belt. That being said, what are the assignment expectations? First, I want to encourage you to ask questions before you submit your assignments. It just makes less work for both you and me. No one likes to shoot blindly, so if you have a question about an assignment, go ahead and ask me, then I can answer it for you before you turn it in, and you'll feel much better and more confident with the work that you're doing. Second, some of you have had English and some of you have not had English, so I want to encourage you just to write the best that you can. Earlier this week, I posted an announcement that talks about how to write for this course, and really secret, writing for this course is going to help you writing in all your other courses. So just as an outset quick summary, always restate the question. So if I ask you, what is interpersonal communication? You're going to restate the question by saying, interpersonal communication is blah, blah, blah. Provide an example, and then give me a summarizing statement so you come full circle with what you're writing. Second, late policy. So here's the thing. I want you to submit your assignments in on time. I also understand that things get crazy busy. A little bit about me. I am a wife, a mother, I have 4 kids, I homeschool, I teach online. So believe me, I get crazy busy. Oh, and I have 4 animals. So fur is just everywhere. But hopefully you're laughing with me just a little bit. If you need a due date extension or something comes up, just message me and let me know. Even if it's the day that the assignment is due, give me a heads up so that I can work with you. I would rather you turn something in late than not at all. because I want you to learn the material. I want you to feel confident with the material when you leave this course. And you can't do that if you don't do the work. So let's get the work done. Let's communicate with me if you need a due date extension. Second, there is this policy in the syllabus that talks about assignments being turned in when they cannot be turned in. I'm going to enforce that in this class because it really doesn't help you learn if you turn in all the assignments the last week. It all just gets stuck in your very short-term memory, and it doesn't stay there, and it doesn't last, and it doesn't give me a chance to give you feedback that you can then use to help you with your next assignment. So all activities due in weeks 1 through 3 have to be turned in before week 4. They cannot be turned in after week 4. You will receive a 0 for those assignments. Same thing applies to the second half of the course. All activities in weeks 4 through 7 need to be turned in that time span, and they cannot extend past the Wednesday of week 8. So let's make sure that we're getting our assignments in on time. If you need a due date extension, just let me know. I am happy to work with you. I want to work with you, but I can't do that if I don't know that you need the extension. Does that make sense? I sure hope so. So now let's talk about response time. What can you expect from me? You can expect that I'm going to be available to you. You can expect that I'm going to be super excited about this material and that I'm going to give you great feedback. You can expect response time. Generally, I try to respond to all inbox messages and text messages within 24 hours. So if you haven't heard from me, it's likely that maybe it got lost somewhere in cyberspace, because I try to be really, really good about responding to you, because I know from a student's perspective that when I send an email to someone or I send a text message to someone, I would like for them to respond to me in a timely manner, because the question I have is important to me. It was important enough for me to send it out there. So I would think an answer would be important. So I'll respond within 24 hours. I do try to take Sundays off because at some point you got to rest. Everybody has to rest at some point. And I also hope that you as students are making time for yourselves to rest. That rest day for me, I try to make it on Sunday. I work usually until about noon on Saturdays. So if you message me late on Saturday or on Sunday, you can expect that I'll get back to you by Monday afternoon. I do homeschool my kids from 9 until about 3-ish, and I usually work in the afternoons or in the evenings. So just if you can, give me a little bit of grace and know that I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Now let's talk about Yellow Dig. Yellow Dig is a key component in this course. It is also the easiest 200 points that you can earn. This course is worth 1,000 points. So you can get 20% of that grade, that 200 points, so incredibly easy. Why Yellow Dig? Why do we use this tool? Well, this class, first of all, does not have regular live events, and we don't get to meet in a classroom. So Yellow Dig is the best place possible for you to build community with your other classmates and to talk about the concepts that you're learning. So it's a great place, again, for community building and to reinforce those concepts. You're going to see some of these same students, if you haven't already, in your other courses. So isn't it great when you walk into a room and you recognize the face? The same thing applies for Yellow Dig. It is great to walk into Yellow Dig and recognize a name and already have some relationship started with that person or group of people. So let's use Yellow Dig to our advantage. Grading for Yellow Dig takes place in week 4 and week 8. I would encourage you not to procrastinate with Yellow Dig, because you can only earn 35 points each week on Yellow Dig. Yellow Dig, unlike the LearnIts, does not automatically update in your gradebook. So that's a manual grade that I enter in weeks 4 and week 8. Now, that being said, right, in 8 weeks, you would earn 25 points. But in Yellow Dig, you can earn up to 35 points a week. So by the end of the course, I'm going to give you all those points that you've earned for the entire 8 weeks up to 200 points. So it's a really good idea just to try to max out those points every week in case you have a week where you can't be on there as much, so that you've built up a little safety net or piggy bank for yourself. So the idea is that third point on there, earn as many points as you possibly can. Use this tool to benefit you. Again, this tool is not for me, it is for you. And it's a great place for you to visit with one another. So finally, if you have any questions, you can always text me at this number. You can inbox me through Canvas, and you can also send me an email through my Bryan University. Okay, so get in there, go through those assignments, write them the best you can, and just have a really great time with this course. So with that, I'll open the floor to see if anyone has any questions with my 2 participants. Thank you so much for coming. Do you all have any questions at all for me?
No, I don't have any questions.
I'm going to take that as a no. So I'm going to stop the recording, and then if you do have any questions, you can ask those.